Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. What you've got here is a T95. It's the Doom Turtle, and it's the Tier 9 non-turreted American tank destroyer located on the south spawn of Cliff under the command of Andromedaa. And he's in platoon with two other tanks on his team. Is that Yumo Tiger and Bosna? I'm probably butchering their names, but it's the usual traffic jam at the start of the game, and we're off. Now, one of his platoon mates, the T54 lightweight Bosna, is actually headed off towards the Western Pass. Oh, the other one is as well, the T55A. Now, that is the mission reward. I think the personal missions reward tank. And I think they're trying to get up onto the plateau just above the Western Pass, which is a good spot to capture during this battle because it gives you the ability to shoot on the enemy as they're going up to the centre line to try and climb the hill to the lighthouse. But we can see that Andromedaa, he's headed off to the Western Pass to wreak havoc on the enemy. Now, something actually very naughty happens during this game. One of his own team fires on him and actually damages him. You're going to see that a little later. Now, as you know, Wargaming is going to be cancelling the friendly fire in the future. I think it's in update 1.6. You won't be able to do damage with your gun, but you will probably be able to do damage in other ways. And in fact, actually, it's one of the reasons why I said to Klaus Kellerman with his biggest arsehole series that he'll still be in operation, because there'll be other unique ways that teammates do damage to their other friendly tanks, either by throwing them off a cliff or causing them to fall down a cliff or into water and drown, or maybe flipping them upside down so that they die from being the wrong way up. That's more than likely going to happen. It's less likely to happen to Arty, but it's certainly likely to happen. Well, you can see Andromeda's made it to the Western Pass, to the forward position. Oh, he's got an MB, and he's put around into a Subconch. Well, he's got the 155mm gun with 750 Alpha, and this tank is particularly tough. Now, if you've seen the videos, I think you probably have, there's a video by Sophie Line where she goes around Fort Benning, and they actually have the real things at Fort Benning. So if you want to actually have a look at these things, you can actually check them there. But it's got a very long reload, this gun. If I remember correctly, it's something like 20 seconds. Almost as long as the KV2. And just over there, oh, that's a Death Star, the FB215B183. Pretty heavy armour, but that 183mm gun, which can use HESH. And you always have to be careful around one of them, because yeah, you could be easily taken out of the game just like that. Oh. Well, he hit the 257. Went for the Conqueror, but the 257 happened to be the one who received the shot, and I think he's probably a bit miffed by now. The Conqueror's gone down, and we're getting spotting damage off that. Oh, don't get in the way, Mr. Yeah, he had to avert his gun there to not hit the 5A, and he's taken down and killed the 257. I think that Wizzy 111 Model 5A was probably miffed that he missed out on the kill there. And that may be the reason why he actually had a go at Andromedaa. Well, the 111 5A has been stunned by the enemy Arty. There's two enemy Arty in this game, a T92 HMC and an M53-55. And we're almost through the pass now. There's not many enemies defending. There's the 5A that does damage to Andromedaa. I have to watch the circumstances of how that actually occurs. But Andromeda's going to come up behind this Wizzy 120, and if he doesn't move, he is going to have a very short battle. Here we go. Turns and... yep, bye-bye. That was very nice. Now, up there we've got a 704. Wait for the reload to go in. Oh, we've lost sight of him. Well, there's the 5A trying to be a nuisance. And was that the reason why? Yes, he's just shot into the rear of Andromeda just because he couldn't get past him. Now, there was absolutely no need for that to happen. I will rewind that later on, and there was really no need for that to happen either. Andromeda didn't need to shoot the 5A. I may be a bit, pedantic on this, but if he shot you in the rear, he's still going to be paying credits towards you. And we've been hit by a Super Conqueror up there. And there is that T92 over to our left. There he is. Our Wizzy 111 Mod 14 is more interested in what's to the east of us than the T92. And for that good reason, he should have been more concerned about that T92 because he just got hit and lost a lot of his hit points in the process. But I think he's about to take the T92 out. Yep, he's gone. So it's just the 704 now, I think, up there. There's still 6 enemies. There's the Super Conch again. In fact, actually, over there we've got an AMX 1390 as well. And again, the wrong place for a 1390 to be. You can just see the top of that 704, but it's worth a shot. Yes, it's very much worth a shot. Oh, excellent shot there, right into the rear of the 1390. Well, looks to me like Andromeda's decided that he's going to cap and force the enemies to come to him, the UDES and the Object 140. And the reason that the 140 is actually at our cap at the moment. And, well, he might start capping. It'd be a bit silly if he did, because he's definitely going to... Yes, he is capping. He is silly. And what is the point of capping? You're outnumbered massively. The only thing you can do now is snipe from a distance. That's all you can do. If you try to do anything else, well, you're going to come a cropper. And our UDES 16 on the enemy team has decided to go down the side of the cliff. And either he's in the water and drowning, or he's actually hiding on the edge of the cliff. And it looks like our Object 430 has crashed trying to get at him. So he went down the cliff and crashed into the rocks and blew up. Yep, it looks like the UDES 16 is on the ledge, and we definitely need to cap, because we're not going to be able to end this battle by killing all of the enemy, because that UDES is in a position where he can't be killed. So we just have to cap out. It's a sad thing when you can't cap out, can't get all the extra XP you would get by killing all of the enemy, but in these circumstances you'd have to. If you can't go after the last enemy tank, and I think actually the reason I'm stating the obvious here is that there was a battle you may have seen from Quickie Baby's live stream, which he put out as a video, where he was in a Striv and he took a big hit from an Su-26 early in the battle, but he still went for a reset on a tank that was capping, even while he had very low hit points. But later on during the game, when an Arty was capping on his behalf, he hid behind a wall to avoid being hit himself. And then when the Arty left the cap, thinking that QB wanted him to do something else probably, he then went into the cap himself and started capping rather than going and hunting for the last enemy, which he could easily have done. Well, Andromeda's capped out, and I think that's the wise decision, because we've already lost one tank trying to get that UDES, and I don't think there's any chance we're going to get it. So, game over. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's only a second-class tanker for Andromeda in the T95. He did get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and of course an invader because he won the cap, or won the battle, by capping out and getting at least 80 cap points in the process. And his win rate for the game was 4650, so he wasn't a slouch in any sense of the terms. He was actually doing a lot of damage, but I would say that maybe it wasn't a good idea to hit your own teammate, the Wizzy 111 Model 5A, and put a shot into him, because that's going to cost you a huge amount of credits as a result. The offender who shot you was Trust 20 HSF. Yes, well, yeah, it's going to cost you all the same. It cost him 474 hit points when he actually shot you in the rear, but I think we're going to see quite a big loss of your credits as a result for shooting him in return. 4,019 hit points, you got the highest damage in that game, although you didn't get the high caliber simply because you shot him in the rear. If you hadn't shot him, you would have had a high caliber as well. It just goes to show. So you missed out on another medal from that game, purely because you did team damage. When it came to kills, well, the highest number was by that Object 140 on the enemy team. He got 3 kills. He picked up a Pascucci's because he got our Arty. And when it came to base XP, yes, you got the highest there, 1,063. The next one was the Object 140, who got 849, and then the 277, who got 831. So, 10 shots fired, 9 direct hits, 7 penetrations, damage of 4,019 hit points, of which 741 were at more than 300 meters. I think those were the shots on the 704 across the battlefield. Received 3 hits, 3 non-penetrations and 1 hit as a result of splash damage. I don't think that includes the hit, of course, which was a penetrating shot, which was the one that came in from the Model 5A. Now, block damage of 400 hit points, but you did kill the Model 5A and did 690 hit points of damage in the process against your own team. You spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did damage assistance of 1,435 hit points and got 100 cap points. Now, on the credit side, and this is where it gets important, 74,345 credits earned, but you were fined 25,943 credits for killing the 5A, and you only received 10,820 credits compensation for the shot he did into your rear. If you'd held off and not killed the 5A, you would have actually had a high caliber, and you would have made a profit from the damage he made to you, and you wouldn't have had to pay that. So your total came out 59,222, and after repair and ammunition resupply, you took away 25,451 credits. So that would have been 50,000, maybe 61,000. Well, it would have been 61,000 credits you would have made. Was it 51,000 credits? Sorry, get it right. You would have taken away as profit if you had held your fire, if you'd not shot that other guy. I know it's very tempting to shoot somebody who shoots you, but in this particular instance, I think it cost you a medal, and that's something I'm very conscious of when I'm in a heavy tank or something else. That's why I try not to return fire. I try not to do any team damage at all, because if I can help it, because I realise that there's a good possibility I'm going to get a high caliber when I go out there, and I don't want any team damage to stop me getting that high caliber. And so on this occasion, 3 bonds for getting the invader, but it could have been 4 bonds if you'd had the high caliber as well. 1,602 XP, -8 for the team damage, 1,594 taken away. So yeah, another instance where, you know, team damage or team killing actually has cost you. And in Quickie Baby's case, it didn't actually cost him the game, but I think there was a bit of a worried look on his face after he'd done it, because he set himself a very bad example. Wargaming do frown on people who do team kills. And while I accept that sometimes it can be very, very provoking for somebody to damage you and you want to damage them back, there are instances where it's probably not the best thing to do. It's probably better to hold back, and that way you don't lose the chance to get a high caliber. So if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, and thanks for watching.